Excuse me. What's up, everybody? This is DJ Widow from Black Widow Beats Music, and this is going to be my official gaming channel, and I have decided to call it DJ Widow's Game Lounge. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? At least I hope so. But anyway, I figured it would be a perfect fit since my music channel, But anyway, if you guys like video games and you like comedy and you like all that fun and happy horse crap, please subscribe to this channel and please like and please, if you could, leave as many likes as possible. It really helps me out. If you like music, I suggest going over to my music channel, just called Black Widow Beats Music. I will leave the link in the description below, which makes it much easier for you guys to find. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? So this is Plague Inc. Evolved. This game came out, I believe, in 2015, 2016. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So it's been out there for quite a while, but it's one of my favorite games. I love strategy games. I like just about any other type of game as well. I won't be doing just games like this. I'll be doing racing games, strategy, puzzle, horror is like my favorite genre to work with. RPGs, all kinds of stuff, Minecraft, what have you. I just have to wait until I get a little bit of a better setup for some like higher quality games, I guess you could say. But we'll get to that point when we get to it. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we are, Plague Inc. main menu, going to single player, and they actually have a cure mode now. You can actually get DLC too. Holy crap. Can you save the world? No! I don't want to save the world, I want to infect the world, because I'm actually not feeling well myself today. I'm having some awful stomach issues. Blech. My anxiety's been through the roof. I'll play. And as you can see, I haven't gotten very far at all. And I mean at all. So, we're going to do bacteria, I guess, to start off with, and this is basically going to be a channel full of not really just gaming videos, but I'm going to do like walkthroughs, tutorials. I'll even do some vlogs as well, just to kind of keep you guys updated on everything that's going on in my life, and such. So we'll just get started with this. And modify genetic code. I do different things with each disease. So we'll get started, and let me show you how I set everything up. I don't have any of those. I have one of those, but I don't use this until like unless it's like a harder difficulty. And I don't have any of these. Now, for bacteria, I personally choose Darwinist, and it makes it easier for me to mutate my plague later on without having to use DNA points, because I do spend a lot of my DNA points trying to evolve my disease early game, trying to get it to spread throughout the planet, and this just makes it easier, so I'm going to have that. But you really don't want this for like harder difficulties. You really only want this for easier difficulties like casual and normal. You can even choose to have it for brutal, but never choose something like this for mega brutal. It's really just going to screw you up in the end, and you're not going to get through the game. So we'll go ahead and play this. And I'm going to keep it casual today. I'm just not really in the mood to play a harder difficulty at the moment. I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I do as like a process. Why is it called ginger ale? Why did I name my plague ginger ale? That's just awful. Well, you know what? It actually kind of fits. I'm having stomach issues today, and I really wish I had some ginger ale. So, yeah. I'll just keep it there. I could choose to put something as like a provocative name on there, but I don't want to be demonetized later, so... Okay. Welcome to Plague Inc. I already caught the ginger ale. Alright, so starting location. I always start all of my diseases in Saudi Arabia, because it's like basically the heart of the world. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like an anatomical heart shape, which is kind of cool. And whenever the disease spreads, you can see everything kind of spiderweb out from Saudi Arabia, which is really cool, because it does have a shipping port and an airport, which makes it easier. And it's surrounded by land and water, so it can spread by land too, which is very helpful. Which makes it easier for all of these countries. And we're just going to sit and let the points add up for a couple of minutes. And Ginger ale begins to spread. It does, especially when you spill it all over your table. Okay, so this is your disease tab. This is where all your transmissions are going to be. For transmissions, I always go for air and water first. I mean, unless you're looking for your plague to be highly mutative, or you want like the blood in the air symptom combo, or the extreme zoonosis combo, then I suggest staying away from these, especially later on in game when you really don't want your plague to sit and mutate like crazy. Well, for more difficult settings, rather. Sorry, I'm like half asleep still. And these are your symptoms. These I try to stay away from, especially this one in particular, because look at how much it bumps up the severity just from that. So you want to get ones that are like smaller. If you are going to do symptoms, you have to kind of plan it out. Nausea is really not that severe. Rash, anemia, but if you get something like cysts, coughing ain't so bad, but this one you don't want to mess with that. These are your abilities, so for right now, I'm actually, let's see, do I have any transmissions? No, not yet. 10 DNA points. I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit. Actually, go try to speed. University to make controversy. Okay. Alright. Ginger ale infects hundreds. That's lovely to know. Okay, so we got like 20-some-odd points. Don't worry about that. Air and water. Alright, so this is pretty cool. Think, what would happen in real life? Well, obviously a lot of different things are gonna happen. I'm joking. This is actually just to let you know, like, hey, treat it like a real-life simulator. Even though the time is kind of going up fast, it's still showing. Like, look at that, we're almost at the end of 2023 already. Ginger ale sprints to Egypt. Alright, so first other country infected. Okay. Alright, so we got all these different points. I'm gonna get a couple more. Ginger ale infects thousands. Alright, so it's actually gonna start spreading across country now, so I don't want it to go too fast and me miss any bubbles. See how it spiderwebs out from Saudi Arabia to the other countries? It's so satisfying, in a way. Oh, that's Turkey. Alright, so let's go ahead and get more. We're gonna go for another air. And now I'm gonna get cold resistance. Because I started out in a hot country, I'm not so concerned about getting this early game, because I do have some sort of heat resistance built up already. So we're just gonna stick with the good old-fashioned cold resistance. Medicine in Germany still in infection. Aha! So, once I get enough points, I'm gonna go ahead and evolve my disease drug resistance, which actually helps keep them from using medicine to slow the infection. So I'm gonna go in here, drug resistance. Okay, we do not want insomnia. Oh, my hand slipped. Okay, so transmission. Oops. Oh, symptoms, duh! What am I doing? Devolve the selected elections. So in early games, especially, but with difficulties like casual and normal, you can actually get away with devolving stuff and getting points back, whereas like with brutal and mega brutal, not so much. I think you can still do it in brutal, just not with mega brutal. Mega brutal makes it really difficult to get points back when you devolve stuff. More infectious than tuberculosis, gross. Alright, so we're spreading to different countries. We're going pretty fast, actually, which is good. So, abilities. I'm actually going to get cold resistance, too, because this will help us spread into colder countries like Russia and northern Canada and Greenland. Alright, so Iceland's down. It's only a matter of time before Greenland becomes infected. there goes New Zealand. Got 11 points. This is actually going a little bit slow. Speed this up a little bit. More infectious than HIV. Okay, so whoop. It's a lot of bubbles. I'm spreading awful fast. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and... Wow, I still can't do it. That costs 28 points? Oh jeez. Let me wait a few. Jeez. I'm starting to spread now. Canada's not being affected too much. That's because it's a richer country. Drug resistance, transmissions. Dang, you would get water still. Okay, so we get a lot of points. Do that. Abilities. Bacterial resilience, which helps you to kind of survive in all these different climates. So these countries up here are like part of the richer countries, and that's why you need to get drug resistance, because it actually really does help you spread. You don't want nausea. Anything to do with any symptoms, I get rid of immediately. Okay, we'll actually evolve heat resistance, because we're having trouble with some of these hotter countries. Which will actually help us. Oh gosh, look at Ukraine. That didn't take long at all, did it? Okay, so we're waiting on just a couple of countries. We're waiting on China, we're waiting on Sweden, and we're also waiting on... And Colombia. Jeez. Colombia's not moving very fast at all. It's like the only country that's not infected like crazy. At the moment, anyway. Okay, there it goes. It just took it a minute. Coughing symptom mutated. You know what? I'm actually going to leave that alone because now we've gotten a lot of different. We've got almost everybody completely infected. So 3, 2, yeah. There are no healthy people left in the world. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and devolve all of this, and I get these points refunded back to me as well. So I'm going to devolve everything that has to do with resistance, cold resistance, because you don't need it anymore because everyone's infected. Don't touch these though, because you need these to fight the cure. So transmissions, we're going to devolve these because we don't need to spread the disease anymore. And I got so many points, so it should be almost nothing for me to be able to do this. Alright, so we're going to go to symptoms. Let's go to pneumonia, pulmonary fibrosis, total organ failure. Look at how much the severity jumps up, and lethality. So we'll get that. We'll get coma, significantly harder to cure. We'll get systemic infection, tumors, internal hemorrhaging, and I don't have enough for this, but that's hemorrhagic shock. And it really, really bumps that up too. Okay. And now we're gonna start seeing the death toll go way up. Actually, let's go ahead and check the disease tab. I'm curious. Overview. Alright, so let's take it. Daily deaths. 3 million deaths a day. That's actually gonna start bumping you. And it's gonna start bumping your points up too. Just start to gather a lot of points here. Kill more than the Black Death. That's terrible, because the Black Death, which is called the bubonic plague, it killed, I think, like, close to 80 million people. Spanish flu killed over 120, so it's worse than that. Alright, so I'm gonna start getting, like, a lot of points now. Kill more than smallpox. Okay, so they're starting to use the cure. They're starting to use cure. I'm at level 6 now. We're completely deadly. Sneezing symptom mutated, that's fine. Everyone's just start sneezing all over each other. Just gonna start bleeding. Alright, let's go to symptoms. Let's get hemorrhagic shock. And I want this too. Necrosis. Large swaths of infection tissue lose blood supply and become fatal sources of the gangrene. Decomposed bodies remain a vector for transmission. And this is actually kind of useful, because when you think about it, if you evolve this early game, it actually helps so even dead people can still spread the disease. But I'm actually going to get paralysis, because it's hard to cure, and it'll actually help slow the cure down a little bit. Insomnia. I'll actually get this one. And then we'll do seizures. It can actually be fatal too. And I'm still getting a lot of points, see? Like, because the death toll. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go in here really quick. I'm not gonna bother with symptoms, but I'm gonna go in here for the genetic reshuffle. See, it knocked the cure back by 3%. Okay, 3 years and 279 days until the cure. So they cannot get a cure, and as long as the cure keeps going up in time, let's check again. 6 years. See, they cannot find a cure. I'm gonna go in here and do... I'm actually gonna do another symptom. Do that. I actually get insanity. I'm still getting some points. It's actually very expensive. I can't even get that. What else can we get? You know what? I'm actually gonna evolve that. Diarrhea. What did I get? Oh, pulmonary edema. It's like scarring of the lungs. It's awful. Ginger ale mutation patterns extraordinary. Struggling to understand the extraordinary mutation pattern of ginger ale. Who? Researchers say that this setback will damage cure efforts. They can't get a cure still. 7 years until the cure. Alright, so it looks like we won. Ginger ale to destroy humanity. Ginger ale has destroyed the world despite the world's best efforts. The last few humans know they are watching the end of history. Great. Alright, so this is my method on how to beat the bacteria on easy. You can also use this method for easy, normal, and hard, or for a casual, normal, and brutal, sorry. But yeah, let's go ahead and speed this up. Let's see the progression, because I'm curious. Okay, so it starts off there. And it only took me 505 days, so that actually wasn't too bad. I'm trying to work on my timing. I really want to do a speed run one of these days with this game, so I'm actually going to sit and watch this. Man. Because in real life, when you think about it, this is exactly how it would go in a time lapse. You see it all turn black, like, real quick. That sucks. Alright, well, it looks like I've defeated this and I got a 3-star score, which ain't bad, or 3 biohazard score. My genetic complexity was complex, cure progression was only 17%, which wasn't too bad. I wish I would have done it a little faster, but hey, I tried to do it, you know, as slow and as quick as possible, so I guess it was a good mix. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please go ahead and leave a like and share this with your friends, show them my videos, you know, if they're having some issues trying to beat the game. I can give them some tips and pointers, try to anyway. So, that looks to be it, and ooh, ATP boost, I guess I'll need that. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I really enjoyed playing this, and I am going to enjoy, I'm really going to enjoy playing games for all of my fans, especially coming from my music channel. So this is going to be a very cool journey for me, hopefully, and I'm hoping that someday maybe I'll just make something really big out of it, because I love playing games and I love, you know, being a part of the YouTube community. You guys are wonderful, and I'm looking for any type of feedback whatsoever, good or bad. I'm not picky. So if you guys like this, once again, leave a like and head on over to my music channel, but I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video. So, peace!